Good afternoon, Rockwood South community. Happy fall weather. It is gorgeous outside and it's a Friday, so it is time for another blast. I want to kick things off with some huge thank yous to our Falcon community because, as you can see from this photo, and thank you to Gannon for stepping in there with me to highlight the amazing work of our community. We are really having quite a few donations come in to our Falcon Sky High October fundraiser. And what's really cool about this is if we exceed our goal of $6,500, we will be able to grant more of our teachers' wishes, which means that our students will have even more things that benefit them within our school. Remember, all of this money, while it is going to support our teachers, every single one of our teachers' wishes are about providing greater support to our kids. So I am so excited about the progress we're making. Our PSO doesn't want to give you an exact number just yet because those numbers are still coming in. So thank you for donating to our Sky High fundraiser. Man, it is such evidence that we make a difference together. Thank you again. Now I'd like to jump right into our learning focus. You know, at Rockwood South, we're focused on our students learning together and sharing their voices to really think critically and self-reflection and looking at progress with specific skills. We want to engage our kids in those two things specifically in every classroom. I've got a shot here for our Miss Taylor Mueller's ELA class. You can see her students were engaged in something we call chat stations that cause students to give their opinion on a number of different topics and then have an opportunity to share with one another about those topics and learn from one another before they engage in deeper learning about whatever the concept may be. And so this is a great way to get our kids talking about predictions, prior knowledge, even events that occur within a story or within a segment of time. Excellent job, Miss Mueller. Now I want to flip to Miss Reese's ELA class. This is an example of reflection and learning because the reflection must begin with super clear criteria. Here at Rockwood South, you'll hear those interchangeably called either a rubric or a scoring guide. Ask your students if they have one of these for specific skills that they are learning about in their class. Once students receive that scoring guide, then in her particular class, they were able to work with partners to use that scoring guide to score some sample essays before then rewriting those essays or summaries to show how they would improve each of those samples. They then looked back at the scoring guide to ensure that they had met all of the criteria. What I loved seeing in this lesson is that many students were then giving one another feedback to improve the summary that they wrote. Excellent job. And here's another shot of that. So it was just a great way to have our kids thinking really critically and deeply about the criteria and how they would improve samples. And they did this once again collaboratively. Then I want to give you a shot of two different things happening in Miss Dedek's social studies classroom where students were using chat stations and scoring guides at the same time. So they were using those chat stations to make predictions about where various CER essays would land on a scoring guide. And then they returned back with the actual scoring guide to look through, analyze the scoring guide or analyze the CER essay with the criteria and then improve it, all before returning to their desks to work on their own improvements with the essay that they are working on with that Jamestown CER, or you could call it DBQ. Last but not least, I want to highlight Miss Stout's ELA class because in Miss Stout's class, her students were also engaging in reflection and learning through a collaborative process where they submit an essay online. They use almost like what you would look at March Madness basketball tournament. So they have a tournament structure where students are evaluating one another's essays over and over until they get down to the final essay that the class selects for an advanced level. Then students get to use all of the feedback that they were giving to other students to go back to their original piece of writing and improve it. Oh my gosh, those kids were so engaged in that lesson. Great job, Miss Stout. Whew, that was a lot, but we've had amazing things happening here at Rockwood South. In fact, today on this gorgeous day of weather, our sixth graders have been outside engaging in team building, which is essential because, as you know, our sixth grade students come from 4 different elementary schools. And then we are a very special quadrant in Rockwood, and that they will remain together all the way through high school. Last but not least, parents and students, we greatly appreciate your help with those e-bikes that students have been walking those bikes both to and from school as they are coming up and down that hill upon arrival and dismissal every day. Remember, that is when students are on campus at arrival and dismissal. We want to make sure that they're walking those bikes. Just the speed of those bikes, the amount of car traffic and the amount of foot traffic that we have really could endanger either the rider or the students who are walking. And so let's keep all of our kids safe and make sure we're reminding them, once you get on campus, you got to walk those bikes. All right, families, with that, I hope you have an awesome weekend. We look forward to seeing our kids back here on Monday. Take care.